All right, let's get right into it. Let's talk about some self-esteem, guys. How many of you have walked with your head down low like this? Always looking at the ground, never looking up because you didn't want someone to see your face, because you felt that you weren't pretty enough or good enough or worthy enough to even shine to look at the sun. I can tell you, I was that person who felt I wasn't good enough. I was the one who was told by my grandmother, if you don't have time to do your makeup, always at least put on lipstick. I was told by my mother, if you don't have time to do your makeup, at least put mascara on. So by the both of them, they made me feel that I needed makeup, or I just wasn't going to be pretty enough. I had one cousin who was in beauty pageants and getting rewards and things. And I thought, wow. And again, that made me feel I wasn't pretty enough. Though now as an adult, I'm against beauty pageants and don't believe in them and don't believe they should exist at all. I feel it should be the opposite. And other things should be looked at other than the outer beauty of what one is. I shied away from a lot of things. There's times people asked me out when I was in high school, and I always turned them down. I was too shy to speak up. I remember being in grade school, and my teacher in 6th grade clipped a newspaper article that had my dad's picture from his business. He owned an animal control business. I won't give the name, okay? And the article that was next to it was the wrong article. How could that be if my dad's picture is there, right? With him with an animal in a cage next to his truck. This is how it could be. Because someone that worked for him decided to open up his own business. And they put an article in the paper for him too, right next to my dad's. And they did them so close together, it was easy to mistake that article for my dad's. And I remember in that article, it talked about giving kittens milk. And my dad saying how that was wrong. And actually giving kittens milk could cause them to have worms. And a few other things. So he told me, you need to go tell your teacher, thanks for putting up my picture, but you have the wrong article. Guess what? I didn't listen to my dad. I was too afraid to tell my teacher because I was that shy. I used to walk on eggshells as a kid, didn't want to. And was raised, if it isn't clean, underneath the bottom clean, where you have every speck of dust out of the corner of the table, it ain't clean. I was raised on that concept as well. So there's a lot of things that I had to go through and changes I had to make, like a chameleon. I had to learn to form myself to fit in, and had to feel I had to do things to make it where there wouldn't be friction, because I didn't want fighting. I hated arguing. But I lived in a household where sometimes that happened. A household where I wasn't getting sleep tonight because my dad decides he's going to blare the radio and have it blaring, and the TV loud because he wants to show his power, or spaghetti dinner's going to be thrown all over. The TV's getting busted, or the coffee table's getting thrown out the window, but your friend just showed up to the door and you're supposed to go on a bike ride on the bike trail. So there's many reasons I walked with darkness and sadness and held my head down low. That same person I tell you about who did those things, I also have many fond memories of. Okay? You call it a twisted way of a childhood. I dealt with Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde because that same man took me into the garage and we built my own clubhouse together. I got to paint it in the exact color with cedar siding of my grandma Janet's house that was blue. I got the same dark, deepish red to do my trim and a window shaped like a stop sign. You know, the octagon window. I got to have that in my clubhouse because I got to be what I wanted with a swing set on the side. And I got to build it with my dad and paint it. In 8th grade, I got to have a better project than most of the kids in my class. We got to be at my grandparents' house because we were moving again. Yes, I wasn't an army brat, but every 2 years I packed and moved to a new home. The longest I lived in a home was 3 years. Sharing the story with you all, okay? That same person, for history class, we built a thing that fit my arms perfectly like this and my feet, because my wrists are lurtel. And we made this thing out of wood where all you had to do was stick a pencil in there. And if your feet and your hands were inside this thing, you couldn't get it off you. You couldn't move. Because it was too hard to build the thing you stick your hands in and your head in. For class, I always tried to go above and beyond for my school projects and things. So he did help me with my school projects on many different occasions where my mom didn't. So I have many things where he taught me how to fish, how to hunt, the safety of a gun. Even if you take all the bullets out, that gun is still loaded. But now I've changed. I used to be the one who frowned quite a bit. I even had a teacher tell me, this was the second school I went to that year, because there was one time I had 3 schools in 1 year, guys, for moving so much. Anyhow, and she told me, Chantel, why don't you smile? Why are you always frowning? And I would say, I'm not. This is just my normal face. I'm not frowning. But all along I didn't realize my normal face was that frown. Now I've completely changed and I realized it's better to have a smile, because guess what smiles lead to? The sound of the true heart soul. So you guys too can have that, and you can change from that. So something I recommend when it comes to going into your shadow work, write things down. You can do it yourself. Get yourself a journal and let yourself cry and let those things out, and realize even though you had those things that you endured and those hardships and those things that people told you, you are not those words. You are not what they said. I had a mother also. No one could say a bad word about her. Okay, she's in heaven. She has been since the year 2000. She was 42 when she passed of breast cancer. I was 21. And I can tell you, yes, I had good things with her. I could tell her anything. I could be open with her, and she would even share with me things she did as a child. She even told me how she quit the track team because she ended up smoking marijuana. And she told me a funny story, which I'm going to share with you guys, okay? She decided to do some acid. And she comes home one day, and my grandma, Janet, has a pizza that she had ordered, and it's on the counter. And my mom looks at the pizza and looks at her mother and says, "Mom, oh my God, you got to do something. There's little green Martians, and they're dancing on the pizza." And she says, my grandma just looks at her and says, "Rhonda, I think you're tired. You just need to go upstairs and get some sleep." And my mom ended up laughing her way up the stairs to her bedroom. My grandma was oblivious to it. There was many stories like that. So I remember one time when my brother, who's 2 years younger than me, I have two brothers total, and one that's 6 years younger than me. Well, the one that's 2 years younger than me, he decided to hang with some friends and was a little toasted from drinking, and we were all waiting to go see the Batman movie and go out to dinner for Father's Day with my dad. But I understand why my brother did some of the things he did, because he endured more torture and abuse from our father than me and my younger brother. But that's a story for another day. And I remember my dad wanting to get mad at my brother. And she looked at him and said, "Scott, take it easy. Remember, we were teenagers once, and we did stupid things." And those words actually got my dad to stop. He could actually calm down. For once, he actually listened to my mother. And we went and we seen the Batman movie, particularly the one that had the penguin in it. And yeah. So there's many things like that. And stories that I have. And over times I will share with you guys. So take a note to yourself and remind yourself in dailies. No matter my past trauma, no matter what has hit me and endured me before, I am worth every smile. I am worth every penny. I am worth the value of me. Another thing I was told lots of negatives, if you guys say. I was told not to sing. Okay? By a mother who had a beautiful voice. She could sound just like Madonna. She could sound like Stevie Nicks. She could even do Barbra Streisand, baby. And had her own unique voice. And for those who don't know, yes, reincarnation is real. I'll throw that into this video as well. This mother I chose, one of the reasons I picked her, was because she had a beautiful voice. Her soul seemed lovely, beautiful on the outside, and a woman who cried because she was married once before and had a boyfriend once before that, who thought she could never have a child, and I didn't want to see her suffer. I wanted her to know that she could have a child. So, when I was up there as a child with Jesus, looking down at the earth, choosing who I wanted for my parent, my mother, Rhonda, is the one I chose. So it really broke my heart when I was younger. Ever since second grade, I started writing poetry and stories and writing songs. So I had many books and songs I've written over the years, guys. I've won awards for my poetry. And when I would write a song, a piece of poetry, and I would read it to my mother, there's times I wanted to sing it to her. And she would say, "No, you're tone deaf. You're going to break every window in this house." So it kept my voice shy, and another reason I didn't want to speak up and say anything to anybody. And just recently, this past year, I've decided to give it a go. I've been on stage. I sung the song Waterfalls. It has 3 people in there to do it. I go from the chorus to the rap back to the chorus. Hotel California. First song I did on stage. I also did a song by Stevie Nicks, her Gypsy song. And I've done many songs since then that I have been recording on and up. And I've been getting lovely feedback from people. And I've been getting A pluses and other things. And getting an 87 on my accuracy. And I'm coming to realize what she was telling me wasn't true. I'm not tone deaf. I have my own unique voice. That's not a copycat of anybody else. And I'm putting it out there and I'm making it. And you too can make it. So don't let the self-esteem of your past and what others said you were or what people try to say you are now get to you. Okay? The true you is in you. Give yourself that. You are worthy to be you. I send my love and light to you. This is Tell.